but we are still witnessing the arrival of dignitaries on the grounds of the Black Star Square. Whose flag is that? I think
it's in Nigeria.
The Asogli state is being represented here from the Volta region.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I believe
I saw green, white, green by the window.
Okay, so you thought it was Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Okay.
All right. And of course, yes, it's Asogli state.
Asogli 1.
And where the event itself is going to take place. And
the UK delegation is arriving.
And the US also sends in a very big delegation announced by the President Joe Biden that will also be coming for this particular inauguration. So it's a big moment for the country itself. It's a big moment for Ghana, and it's a big moment for yourself too. And at least you should be proud that you're witnessing this event as being part of our history. And like I mentioned earlier with Telma, that it's not just an inauguration that's happening, it's also history in the making, because we have the first president who has actually staged a comeback, that is John Dramani Mahama.
And it's non-consecutive terms.
Yes.
Because our legal structure allows for this to happen. And perhaps Anoche will help us understand how that was possible. You can't serve 2 terms. And I didn't know that you could serve one and then come back and do another until recently.
Because you have a constitutional right to serve 2 terms. The 2 terms can be consecutive or can be anything else, provided you have served only 1 term. At any time you can come back. And it's like we copied that from the American Constitution.
And the other history also happening today is that we have a president who've actually gone through the entire political chain of this country. I'm referring to an assemblyman, later became a member of parliament, and then a deputy minister, and then a minister, and then a vice president, and then a president, now coming back as a president. And this is John Dramani Mahama, who has gone through the entire political chain of this country. Another history being made today is that we're going to have the first female vice president, who also will be taking in that oath and will be sworn in today by the Chief Justice. Another history being made today is that we're having the first president who will be holding the sword, if I'll put it aside, 3 times. And today is going to be the 3rd time. The first one was in 2012 when we lost our president, His Excellency Professor John Evans Atta Mills. And in July 2012 in Parliament, Chief Justice Georgina Wood saw John Mahama in. Then he was the vice president to become the president. And then after the election, which he won, he was then taken through the whole process again. And he also swore using that sword, making it the 2nd time. And we're going to have the 3rd time today of this event won. And he was announced as president-elect. He visited some countries, and especially some neighboring countries here around us in Ghana. And so far, we have the president of Gabon confirming, they are actually in town though, that of Gabon, Botswana, Nigeria, Gambia, and also Guinea-Bissau. We have the vice president of Tanzania, Namibia, also coming in. That's him there, exchanging pleasantries with some other leaders. That's Jacob Zuma of South Africa, former president of South Africa. And that's a huge one.
Very huge.
That's a big one for us here in Ghana. And then Liberia, Kenya, Sierra Leone, Equatorial Guinea, the vice president coming through. Uganda's vice president also coming in. And then the Democratic Republic of Congo, a country that is the richest country in the world. That's the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yeah, otherwise,
suffering
yes.
A lot of.
Because richest country because they have every mineral in the world in that particular country.
Yes. $32 trillion. And it's one of the poorest countries.
And it's one of the poorest countries. It's actually supposed to be one of the richest countries in the world.
I can't wrap my
Democratic Republic of Congo.
Around it. And it brings, one of the things that President Akufo-Addo, still president, said many years ago about how we sit on money, but we are still hungry. And it's a story not just for Ghana, it's a story for other parts of Africa as well, because we have all these resources. And so we need to ask ourselves some deep questions about how we can have so much and still have so little at the same time. It's a dilemma. I can't wrap my head around it.
But it also brings the argument, I mean, lawyer, that it's not really the resources that develop the people, it's the human being. Actually, not the natural resources that develop the people, but actually it's the human being, the human resource that develops the people. That's that argument. And they cite Dubai as an example and other Arab countries as an example. They are not so much as rich as some African countries, like the Democratic Republic of Congo, yet they've been able to transform themselves very well based on the kind of leadership that has been reflected in those countries.
Malaysia and China have shown us the way that sometimes unconventional means can also get you the desired results, because you don't always have to necessarily follow the status quo. You can chart your own path. You can chart your own path and it will still work. For me, it's just respect for human rights, respect for the dignity of the human being, and just giving everyone the opportunity to prove themselves that we are capable. Kwame Nkrumah said that we can, but have we?
We are making some efforts.
Yeah, we're making some efforts. I mean, I remember former, the now president-elect during one of his engagements when he was the president within 2015-2016, that said that Africa needs to be allowed to make their own mistakes when it comes to democracy, because other parts of the world will be allowed to make their mistakes, and today
they made worse mistakes.
They even made worse mistakes, and today they are well-defined democracies. I mean, like the U.S., that is the oldest democracy. That's a beautiful picture there, a beautiful scene there. The vice president, that's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
And his wife.
The outgoing vice president and his wife.
Mrs. Samira Bawumia. We are seeing the exchange of pleasantries with the first lady of the first lady of the Fourth Republic. The first lady of the Fourth Republic. Her Excellency Nana Konedo Agyeman Rawlings, with her son, Kimathi Rawlings, behind her. And we are seeing these exchanges. I'm sure that for her, it brings back lots of nostalgia.
Lots of memories.
For the time that her husband took that oath in 1993 and again in 1997.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah.
So definitely it will not be the same feeling. It's like Pele 3 times was at the World Cup on the field. And then at a certain time, now he becomes an observer. You can't say the feeling is the same. You will miss a lot of things because the previous ones, you see that the whole West's attention was on you. Now the attention has shifted and you come here only as a passive participant, not an active recipient. You understand?
The grass I want, but I don't want any buildings there. They should just leave that place. Leave that place.
All right, listeners and viewers, this is our coverage of the inauguration of...
No, it was something that was not expected. He himself knew he was going to win.
But not with this coverage.
Yes, not that margin. And in fact, all the posters knew there was going to be a change, but they didn't know it was going to be sweeping. You know, this one has been so comprehensive.
Comparative to 92?
Because 92, the opposition did not put in any much effort. And then the 92, the playing ground, as we all know, was not level. It was not even, no. And that one, you don't blame the soldiers. It was just a transition. And once the certain head of state decides to contest, there is no way an election will surprise him. Never. Nowhere in the world.
I think that on a day like this, I want to bring also into focus the memory of the first vice.
Leave the stage. You see how much he's pumping resources to Ukraine, much against what Trump
actually would have
So it happens everywhere.
Everywhere, because there is a proverb that
Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman was the Chancellor of the Women's University in Africa from 2018 to 2014. She was the first woman to hold the position of Vice Chancellor in Ghana, leading the University of Cape Coast from 2008 to 2012. Before I continue, permit me to mention that we have a cross-section of the various security heads. They were in our screen shortly. We are now seeing the arrival of various dignitaries and heads of states. we have over 19 heads of state present, 3 prime ministers, 5 vice presidents, 5 former presidents, and several heads of delegation. This attests to Ghana's soft power influence in the sub-region and in the world.
In fact, there are also a lot of former heads of state of Africa, because I've seen Jacob Zuma, I've seen Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, I've seen General Obasanjo, I've seen Mr. Goodluck Jonathan, and a lot more others will be acknowledging as we go along.
So this attests to Ghana's soft power influence in the sub-region. And just to continue with the profile of Ghana's first elected Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. She was the immediate past president of the Forum for African Women Educationalists and chairperson of the Africa Board. She was also the Minister for Education from 2013 to 2017. She was also the head of the Department of English, Dean of the Faculty of Arts. We have in attendance the Military High Command of the Ghanaian Forces, the Chief of the Defense Staff, that is General Thomas Opong-Pepra, who also doubles as the President's Ceremonial ADC, the Chief of the Army Staff, Lieutenant General Bismarck Kwesi Onwona, the Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Issa Adam Yakubu, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Frederick Asari Kwesi Bequin, and the Chief of Staff at the General Headquarters, Lieutenant General Joseph Prince Osewusu. May I also add that we have the heads of the security agencies. We have the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampari, who is also the President's Ceremonial ADC, the Director General of Prisons, Mr. Isaac Kofi Ejiri. Airport. The Ghana National Ambulance Service is also here providing medical coverage. We also have the Ghana Police Band providing music for all this ceremony. All these security agencies are playing various roles to ensure the seamless conduct of activities today.
I must add that we have the Ghana National Fire Service on standby for any fire incident.
Dear viewers, you are watching GTV, the station of the nation, and we are bringing you the live coverage from the Black Star Square, also known as the Independence Square. Ghana's first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, commissioned the square in 1961 after Ghana gained independence in 1957. It also coincided with the visit of Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom to Ghana. This square is now being used for important state ceremonies.
Stands filled to capacity. The 30,000-seater stand seems to have been loaded with more than what it can take. But we believe that that shows the commitment with which Ghanaians are showing towards this particular event.
So today we're all gathered here in a spirit of oneness, demonstrating once again that Ghana is the doyen and it is the hub of democracy. We saw peaceful elections. We are going to see peaceful transition of power today. And just to run you through the order of events this morning, we are now seeing the arrival of dignitaries. Members of Parliament are already seated. Former presidents are also seated. We've also seen the arrival of invited heads of state. Very soon we shall see the arrival of Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice, and the Justices of the Superior Courts, who will enter the chamber and take their seats. We shall also see the Right Honorable Speaker's procession, who will enter the chamber, where he will call the House to order, and then proceedings can begin from there.
In our shots now are some of our guests of honor arriving. Arriving now is the Speaker of Parliament.
Square. It's a beautiful thing that all Ghanaians are united in today's inauguration of the president and the vice president.
Honorable Governs Kwame Agboja. The Deputy Majority Chief Whip is the MP for Banda, Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim. For the minority side, we have the Minority Leader, who is the MP for Efutu, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Makin. The Deputy Minority Leader, who is the Member of Parliament for Asokwa, Honorable Patricia Apieje. The Minority Chief Whip, Honorable Frank Ano Dompre, who is the Member of Parliament for Isawam Aduajiri. The first Deputy Minority Whip is Honorable Habib Idrisu, who is the MP for Tolon. And the second Deputy Minority Whip is Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib, who is the Member of Parliament for Weja Bawi.
Now let me run you through the program as it is. We are expecting Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice and Justice of the Superior Courts, to enter the chamber meaning here at the Blaster Square, and then followed by the Speaker's procession, and the Speaker will take his chair, then he will call the House to order. The majority and minority leaders, at the invitation of the Right Honorable Speaker, will join the procession to receive His Excellency the President-elect and Her Excellency the Vice President-elect to the House. That is the Black Star Square.
Mahama and the Vice President-elect, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Adjumani. We are seeing more arrivals of our dignitaries. We just saw the arrival of the outgoing First Lady, the lovely wife of His Excellency, the outgoing President. So on our screen now is the outgoing President, His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, and his lovely spouse, Madam Rebecca Akufo-Addo.
You are live on GTV, the station of the nation, and we are telecasting this event live across all the regions in Ghana. And I believe you can also listen to our radio commentaries on all the regional FM stations of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. We still remain the pace setters. That's why we always bring you live coverage of national events.
So we still have more arrivals.
Distinguished guests, we also have in our midst Head of State of the Democratic Republic of Congo, His Excellency Felix Tshisekedi. You are most welcome, sir.
I'll witness the arrival of the Right Honorable Speaker and the Chief Justice.
Of life are here to witness this historical event. And I call it a historical event for so many reasons. One of which is that a former president has been re-elected to serve just one term. We also have our first ever female vice president. Now arriving is the Chief Imam, Sheikh Osmanu Sharabutu, one of the spiritual pillars of our country, especially when it comes to Islam.
Distinguished viewers, if you are just tuning in, you are watching the inauguration of President John Dramani Mahama. And permit me to add that in the course of the program, we shall see the President's official ADC in the person of Lieutenant Colonel Abdul Wahab Issa. Let me also use this opportunity to dispel the misconception of who an ADC is. The ADC is not a bodyguard. The role of an ADC is very prestigious and demands exceptional discipline, discretion, organizational skills, and loyalty, as he is directly responsible for facilitating the President's effectiveness in office. The President's ADC has a unique role in ensuring the smooth execution of the President's daily activities. These include accompanying the President during official engagements and ceremonies. He also acts as the President's primary personal assistant, managing schedules and ensuring the President's time is optimized. He also offers counsel on matters related to military or security issues, given his military background. So the ADC has a lot to do. He is someone who is prestigious with exceptional discipline, discretion, and organizational skills. And today, for the very first time, we shall see our President-elect and his official ADC.
Now, does that mean that the Vice President will also have an ADC? Can you explain that for us?
The Vice President will also have an ADC, and the Vice President's ADC is from the Ghana Police Service. As mentioned, these senior officers are carefully selected. They are selected based on a number of qualities. And as I mentioned, the person should be someone with great organizational skills, who is loyal, who is disciplined, who has discretion, because they are responsible for accompanying the President during his official engagements and ceremonies. They primarily act as the personal assistants, managing schedules and ensuring the President's time is optimized.
Now, on the program, I have seen a 21-gun salute. What does that signify?
So this morning, personnel from the Ghana Navy will mount a full guard of honor for the inauguration here at the Independence Square. And during the guard of honor, we shall hear the 21-gun salute. The 21-gun salute is the highest level of honor in ceremonial salutes. It surpasses all other salutes with fewer rounds. This ceremonial honor holds great symbolic significance. Its purpose varies and depends on the context, but is generally associated with respect, tribute, and recognition. It is a gesture that is accorded to sovereign leaders, and as such, the President, King, or Queen. And in military ceremonies, the salute honors high-ranking officials, such as military leaders and heads of. We are witnessing a momentous occasion, Ghana having its first female vice president.
The bedlam here is intense. It is intense. There is much joy, happiness, excitement, all in readiness for what we are about to witness.
And security is also in full force. We have various security personnel deployed to ensure the total safety and security of personnel. They are all playing critical roles to ensure that this event goes seamlessly, devoid of any major hitches. We have rich display of culture.
I believe that is...
And that is DSP Mary Agamba. She's in charge of the police mounted squadron.
Invited guests arriving now is the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him? Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, arriving now is the President-elect, John Dramani Mahama. He is accompanied by his spouse, soon-to-be First Lady, Her Excellency Lordina Dramani Mahama. Shall we all wave our flags to welcome him?
I, John Dramani Mahama,
having been elected
to
the high office
of
President of the Republic of Ghana, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I will be faithful and true to the Republic of Ghana, that I will at all times preserve, protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, and that I dedicate myself to the service and well-being of the people of the Republic of Ghana, and to do right to all manner of persons. I further solemnly swear that should I at any time break this oath of office, I shall submit myself to the laws of the Republic of Ghana, and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President. Let me be the first.